News from RNZ Pacific. I'm Don Weissman. The death toll from Samoa's measles epidemic has risen to 16. The government says the latest victim is a 7-month-old from Savaii who died today. Jamie Tahana reports.
The Ministry of Health says it's confirmed a total of 1,174 cases since the outbreak started last month, with 114 confirmed since Monday. It says about 98% of cases are on the main island, Upolu, concentrated around the Waimona West and Whaliata West districts. 189 people have been admitted to hospital, most of them children, with some hospitals stretched to capacity. A state of emergency was declared last Friday, with schools ordered closed, many public gatherings cancelled, and a compulsory mass vaccination campaign underway. Ko Jamie Tahana, Tēnei.
Meanwhile, a family in the village of Tuamua in Samoa will bury their 3-year-old boy tomorrow after he died last Saturday at the National Hospital from measles. Father of the victim, Miki Tavita, says his son had one more vaccination still to be done before he got sick on Monday last week. He says the child was taken to a local healer and spiritual healing was sought from a nearby church, after which he was taken to the hospital where he died. Meanwhile, the other family members have now all been vaccinated amid concerns they were showing measles symptoms. In the village of Laulii, Tui Vali Luimanavai's third child to die from the epidemic was buried today. Father of 5 had lost his 1-year-old twins and 2-year-old son. Tokelau will tighten immigration rules in a bid to stop measles from reaching the territory. Tokelau is only reachable by boat from Samoa, which is in the grip of the epidemic. It's killed at least 16 people. The territory has been screening every passenger disembarking in the atolls for measles, has so far found no sign of the disease, but from the 26th of November, Tokelau's health department will require all passengers to show proof of vaccination before boarding the ferry in Apia. Fiji has confirmed there are 7 cases of measles in the Sarua Namosi subdivision. The latest cases include a 7-month-old, a 3-month-old and a 19-year-old. The 7-month-old and 3-month-old babies are currently in a hospital isolation ward. The outbreak response team is conducting measures such as isolation, quarantine and vaccination of contacts and at-risk communities. Over the weekend, health authorities are notified of a suspected case of measles within the Tonga rugby team and derived to play in a regional tournament. The suspected case has been isolated and the team placed under quarantine with their scheduled games cancelled, pending test results. Vote counting and tabulation of results is progressing well in the Marshall Islands, with all the regular votes cast in the capital, Majuro, now counted. The International Conference Centre in the capital, tabulators are now focused on counting the votes for the outer islands cast by Majuro residents. Correspondent Giv Johnson's in the capital and says preliminary results so far in Majuro indicate some major upsets for incumbent MPs.
The early-going results in both Majuro and Kwajalein suggest that 2 or 3 incumbents could lose their seats. And these are all people who are aligned with the current government of President Hilda Heine.
Giv Johnson says if those trends hold through the count, it could make it more difficult for Hilda Heine should she choose to run for a second term. A Tokelau High Court judge has found New Zealand's administrator to the territory played a key role in the illegal suspension of 2 public servants. Finding as part of a decision that found the pair liable for Administrator Ross Ardern's legal costs. Mackenzie Smith has more.
Heto Puka and Jovelisi Suvenakama were suspended in 2017 for spending millions on 2 helicopters without authorization. Later, they were fired and sued the government and the administrator. In July, Tokelau's High Court backed their dismissals, but found the government unlawfully withheld pay from them. Ross Ardern, who was struck out of legal proceedings in January, later sought $21,000 in legal costs from the plaintiffs. But Judge Churchman on Monday awarded Mr. Ardern just $3,200. His judgment said one factor in the reduced sum was that the administrator's predecessor encouraged, if not instigated, the pair's unlawful suspensions. This is Mackenzie Smith.
Kiriba's president, Tanis Mamau, has denied any government involvement in last week's abrupt closing of Parliament. Speaker's adjournment of Parliament on Thursday scuttled the opposition's plans to have a motion of no confidence against Mr Mamau. The Hampstead Assembly was due to run until Friday in its last session of the year. The opposition wanted to use its majority to oust the government. Opposition leaders argued that by closing Parliament, the government was clinging to power. But in a statement on Monday, Mr Mamau says that the Speaker acted alone. Communities on Bougainville's atolls see the upcoming referendum as a potential step towards services on the islands. Polling for Bougainville's non-binding referendum on independence for Papua New Guinea begins this Saturday. Among those eagerly anticipating the vote is Sione Pasir, an aviation consultant who hails from Tatu Atoll. He says over the past 3 decades since Bougainville's civil war, there's been a dearth of leaders willing to work hard to ensure basic services for the whole region, especially the atolls. Pasir says the referendum could provide a turning point.